Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We've made it to the weekend, and Ricky and Pam are joining me, and you're going to hear this sound. That means it's draft time. We are going to draft 4 rounds of our favorite extinct Walt Disney World experiences. That's right. We can do parades, fireworks shows, restaurants, resorts, anything that is gone from Walt Disney World. And we're going to see who comes up with the best list of 4 things, and you get to pick after the show. So what things do you miss the most that are gone from Walt Disney World? Here are ideas that come over to the clubhouse and let us know what we missed and what you missed the most. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the all-stars that keeps the show going. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2648 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Yes, we have made it to the weekend, and we are here with some fun Disney talk to make that weekend even better. It's like the cherry on top of your brownie cupfection that you might get at Dairy Queen as you go through the drive-thru at about 9:05 p.m. every Friday night in Weldon Spring, Missouri. Not that I do that every weekend, but I do. And they know me, and they know that I pull up the app and get my points, and they say, sir, you have a lot of rewards points right there. You could get a free Blizzard cake right now if you want. And I say, yes, I could, but I'm saving them up. Someday I'm going to own this restaurant with those reward points. I'm just waiting for the perfect day to come in here and just like make it rain points. And I'll just be like, I'll take that Blizzard cake. I'll take that Blizzard cake, and I'll take that Blizzard cake, because I have not redeemed them, but I could redeem them right now. And I could get a chicken meal. I could get a Blizzard cake. I could get really anything in the store if I want to. I'm saving. I'm just saying. But playing with fire there. What if I have a heart attack and then I go to heaven with all those Blizzard points in my app and I never got to taste the Blizzard cake? This is what I think about every day, but you're not here for that. Let's talk Disney. It's Friday, and I'll be getting my cupfection here shortly. But Ricky, I'm just killing her over there from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and the Mouse for Less. I can taste that beautiful cupfection already. Ricky, what's going on? Happy Friday. I don't know why I went there. This is how my brain works. But this anyway.
Okay.
Welcome to my world.
All right. Cool. Well, I will be having cake tonight. Not a cupfection, not a Blizzard cake. I'm getting actual cake because it is my daughter's 2nd birthday. Yeah. So yes. So happy birthday, Lucy. Your mommy and daddy love you so much, and I know you're not going to listen to this, but you are just the apple of our eye, and we are so blessed to have you in our life. So happy birthday, baby.
I wish I'd have had something on the board, but hey, yeah, there you go. So when she listens to this like 10 years later, there you go.
Yes,
happy
exactly.
Birthday, Lucy.
Yeah. So, So, I mean, I'm so happy that, we celebrate. I don't have a clue what we're doing tonight. But
you're kidding me. You don't have like a theme? Like it's not like a Barney party or something? You got to come on, Ricky. You're dropping the ball. She's dropped.
2. I love her, but she's 2. We'll go out. We'll celebrate with her.
Blues Clues. I mean, I don't know what's in the trend anymore. Like, I'm old, but I mean, like Blues Clues or Doc McStuffins. Come on, what are you doing?
We had a party with my mom and dad when we were in Florida a couple weeks ago, and my aunt and uncle came over. So, that was
Bluey. Isn't that Bluey thing the thing? Come on, Bluey. Get the dog thing.
No,
I've never seen it either.
If you want to know what happens in my house, so this weekend, it was just me and Lucy hanging out on Sunday. and she's starting into that, that assertive phase. So she told me sit. And normally she makes me sit on the floor.
Did she give you like a milk bone after that or something?
No. Thankfully today she made me sit, on the couch. So I got to actually sit in a comfy spot. And then she said, watchy, which means, I said, do you want me to turn on the TV? And she said, yes. She didn't want me to turn on anything for her. She wanted me to watch TV so that she could play with her toys. Huh. She didn't care that the TV was on. She wasn't watching it herself. She wanted Mama to watch TV so she could play with her stuff.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, you gotta have a theme, dude. At 2, you gotta have a theme.
So we don't do Bluey in this house. We don't, not yet anyway. We don't do Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. We don't do any of it.
So much Mickey. I have no idea what Bluey is. Like I've never seen it because
I
obviously
tried
my
turning
kids,
it on for her once
17.
and she had no desire. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm good for now. So.
But oh man, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was 24/7 in this house when Mallory was little, dude. I tried to do that goofy dance, like the dance they did. That and I was trying to do the hot dog. Oh my! Well, I mean, ironic. Yeah. Maybe it wore off on me because now I'm an idiot that runs around a hot dog all the time in the races.
This is true. You are
subliminally.
You're not gonna get any
damaged my
argument from
brain.
me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, Disney subliminally like wrecked me. Where I'm running around in a hot dog suit all the time and getting pictures. All right, Pam Forrester, she's here. She's like, what am I doing with my life that I'm hanging out with these two ding dongs? She's going to the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday, Pam. What's up? Exactly. What's up?
I don't have anything to contribute except for to the Bluey conversation. By the way, love Bluey. And
you're fantastic.
The whole family. They're awesome. So that one's worth watching.
Okay.
All right.
Is he Australian, I think, right?
Yes. The show's Australian.
Yeah. Is the dog? It's a dog, right? Yeah, it's a dog.
Yes,
right?
he's Australian. Yeah,
okay.
It's a whole dog family.
Is he a dingo or is he a dog?
No, he's a dog.
No, he's a dog.
Okay, I didn't know.
She.
Okay,
Actually,
okay, good. It's
Bluey and Dingo are both girls, by the way.
Yes, and they're blue healers, right? They're blue healers.
Oh my gosh! So my cousin had a blue healer down in Poplar Bluff. He had a bunch of blue healers because he was a hunter. Okay.
Yeah, they are. So yes, lots of that. And
I apologize for calling Bluey a boy. My apologies. I know it's a girl. I know she's a girl. Yes.
Bluey kind of sounds like a boy's name to me.
That's the confusion.
Just because she's Bluey, I think.
Yeah, she's blue.
I don't know.
Yes. So, and Dad, I believe, is an archaeologist.
Oh.
Because he's a digger, right?
Ah, got it. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? So all those kinds of things. Mom's name is Chili.
Yes.
So,
is Dad's name Mac?
No, it's Bandit. Bandit.
And he's sponsored by Steak and Shake.
And Chili she's sort of like a dog sniffer at the airport, basically, like that kind of thing. So,
that's amazing.
Like a TSA
I know, it
agent.
is. The backstory on the show is fantastic.
There's plenty of backstory, and I'm here for it.
Yes. I know. So I had a bit to add to the Bluey conversation. Hannah keeps me informed. Her kids in 3rd grade love Bluey, too.
Love it. I love that they're not too old for Bluey.
No, that's the great thing about 3rd grade. I think that you're still little enough to be like, yes, I do like that. And then in 4th or 5th grade, you get too cool for
Got it. See, that's what I'm giving myself time for. Like, I know I'm going to have Bluey until she's in 3rd grade.
So wait. Has the mom ever made like a big drug bust at the airport?
No,
I don't know if that's come up. I don't know if that's
on a special episode of Bluey.
Right? I don't know. But anyways, I think it's so cute because the parents are very patient and they do a lot of playing with the kids. A lot of make-believe happens. And they don't seem at all annoyed like I was when I spent my 300th hour in the little turtle sandbox, like playing whatever Hannah wanted to play again. So, I mean, yes, they're very patient. They're very patient. I do appreciate that. But yeah, so there's my little glimpse into Bluey. So you learned something today.
I've learned a lot. I mean, this is Bluey 101 for me for sure. Heck,
it's almost almost blew 101 for me, and I have a toddler, so you know it's
Exactly.
fine.
But the bottom line is, you still need to come up with a theme for that party by tonight. I'm just saying, like about that, I will not sleep unless you have like a theme, because you got to have a theme.
The theme
You
will
scar your
be
kid.
I'm two. That's the theme. Yeah, exactly.
All
I
right.
do have a cute outfit for her to wear.
Well,
Like
that's
she
good.
has.
Well, you wear
and
cute
I-
outfits in the park. That's just you. But you need to have
and
a theme
I've-
for this party.
And
So
I've
come
taken. I took cupcakes to school for her,
Okay,
so like
that's
she got
good.
to celebrate with her classmates. So that's good.
on. Were they wrapped, like individually wrapped? Because that's the kind of the rules nowadays. You didn't make homemade ones,
Hey,
did you?
I think I can. I think I brought in, just like they were, made from the store, but like
Yeah,
not
yeah.
individually wrapped.
I used to love the ones that I used to let parents bring them in because they were always good. And I was like, well, I'll risk my class's health because they're usually good. But that was back in, I'm old. Like that's back in the day. It was in the, like late 90s.
They
and
had a
early
Valentine's
2000s.
Day party, and one of the things they asked for were like tomatoes. So like I mean, I'm sure that it's fine. I'm sure it's fine that I bring cupcakes. It's fine.
I would not want to have been in that class. Tomatoes. What for Valentine's
It
Day?
was-
What kind
it
of
was an
messed up
interesting
class
choice.
is
I
that?
get they were red, and
Dude,
but
what that
I think
teacher? Something's wrong with that teacher, dude.
I think they
How
also
about
brought in
chocolate?
strawberries. I'm hoping. Lucy wasn't there for Valentine's Day, but
I'm
I
changing
noticed them on the
schools.
list of like one of the things was tomatoes.
Yeah,
So
I'm
like,
changing
okay,
schools
that's
after a
choice.
teacher asked for tomatoes for Valentine's Day. But let's get to the business at hand. Here we go. So today we're drafting all-time favorite extinct theme park experiences. Okay, so we're going to limit this to Walt Disney World today. Walt Disney World only. So we're going to go 4 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could have made this our Mount Rushmore kind of extinct experiences. So it could be a resort. It could be a restaurant. Could be a parade. Could be a show. Could be really anything. Something we can't go back to any longer. Could be very small. Could be something very big that we wish we could go back to at Walt Disney World, but is no longer with us. We're going to come up with 4 each. Could have been a Mount Rushmore, but of course, I want to play the ESPN draft sound. So we're going to make it a draft. So we're going to start with Ricky because she is deprived of a theme for her daughter's birthday tonight. So I'm feeling sorry
Correct.
for her. So we're going to give her the first round, first pick. Ricky, go. We got to get this in the time allotted, so we cannot take too long. Let's go with first round, first pick. You get the big one, so you're on the clock.
For my first round draft pick, is that how I start this?
Yes. Good. Well, I just kind of set you up, so go for it.
All right, I am gonna choose, and I'm gonna go with one that I feel like you all might have on your list. So I'm gonna steal it first, and I'm gonna go with the Great Movie Ride. This is just a solid attraction. It was that traditional Disney, it takes me back to my childhood. Classic Disney MGM Studios. It was a ride through attraction. It had such good story. There was actors in it, which they brought so much life to that attraction, literally. And it was so fun. You never knew which one you were gonna get. Were you gonna get? Well, you did if you had been on the ride a few times. But were you gonna get the gangster? Were you gonna get the the outlaw scene? Who knew? It was so much fun. I so miss this attraction. I like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fun. But there was just something about there literally is something about an attraction that's filled with audio animatronics. We don't have that, anymore. We just don't have, attractions that are this stacked with audio animatronics. So they tried a little bit with the redo of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but you don't have this stacked kind of audio animatronic list. So that's gonna be my first one. I think it's a classic. It deserves to be on this list. So
All right, that's off the board there. So we have the Great Movie Ride off the board. So first round, second pick, Pam Forrester. You're on the clock.
Oh, this was rough because there were so many different things I wanted to include, but I want to start off with something I feel like is a danger of being taken.
That's what you gotta do.
Mhm.
I know. That's what I got. Mine
that's
down
what I
as.
did. That's what I did.
I know. So I'm actually going with a fireworks show.
I
Nice
know.
choice.
No,
Dang it.
I'm not going to take yours,
Oh.
Mike.
Oh, good, because you're gonna scratch it out.
I'm going to take Fantasy in
Oh,
the
good
Sky.
Oh, nice.
The reason why I took this is there is so much nostalgia here because, first of all, this fireworks show played from the opening until the 2000s.
Yeah,
like
it did.
I mean, that's a huge, huge time. And a lot of the music, it sounds so familiar. It still plays in different parts of the parks. It's on background loops. There's soundtracks that include it. Like, I don't know. And for years during special events at different times, it was often Fantasy in the Sky.
Heck, they did the fireworks for 4th of July.
Right.
You know, up until recently, I think, was
Yes.
still, Fantasy in the Sky. Yeah.
So I think it's just something that I felt like would be a big pull, like at everyone's heartstrings, and so many people have a connection with it. And even if you don't, you can appreciate the nostalgia. So yeah, I'm going Fantasy in the Sky fireworks.
Nice.
All right. That's a good call. All right. So I get 2 picks back to back because it's a snake pick because we go 4-5 or 3-4. So here we go. So for my first round pick, number 3, I'm going to switch it up because I get 2 picks so I can mess with you. My first round pick is going to be Pleasure Island. I'm bringing back Pleasure Island.
Dang.
In the old days.
Yeah.
Yes. From Disney Springs, an adult area where you had New Year's Eve every night of the year. You had
If you bring me back my Adventurers Club,
you had Adventurers Club. I get Adventurers Club. I get 8 tracks. I get what was the like place with the rotating dance floor? Mannequins.
Oh, mannequins.
I get mannequins. I get oh my gosh, there was so many
Comedy
cool
Warehouse?
places. Comedy Warehouse. I mean, it was the bomb. That place was so fun. It was
Yeah.
the best. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I get Pleasure
the,
Island.
the problem is they could never do something like the Comedy Warehouse again or the Adventurers Club again because, you know, as you saw over the holidays with certain characters that got very famous on TikTok, you know, people, it was bad and back in the day before there was, you know, all the social media, and now like I can only imagine how much those performers would get hounded at, say, a Comedy Warehouse or Adventurers Club because, you know, it worked for the time that it was there and I loved it and it was so great. But I feel like, you know, unfortunately, I feel like people would ruin it now because they'd, you know, be all up in it. So like, I feel bad saying that, but like, seriously, that poor cast member got hounded so badly because of
that
TikTok.
elf?
Yes.
You're talking about
Yes.
that elf.
Yeah.
Elf.
So
Okay. So that was my first round pick. So
All right,
to
that's
start
good.
round 2, we're starting round 2. First pick, round 2. We're going backwards this round. This is the one I was going to take as my first pick, but I just messed with it because I had 2 picks back to back. Eliminations, of course.
Yes, of course.
That's gonna be my first.
Did I worry you? for a
Yeah, you
minute
did,
when
dude. I was scratching it out. That was my first.
You're like,
pick. I was
"Oh,
no."
Because I was like, that's the first one I got to take. Somebody's going to take that right off the bat. I mean, it's just, to me, it's the ultimate. Not only, dude, I love the message of the show, but it fit Epcot perfectly. And then you had the holiday tag, which was just like, you take the
Yeah,
perfect
that was
show and you make it more perfect. I mean, because you had Walter Cronkite
Yeah.
and just the amount of fireworks, like get the concussion into your chest. And it was just, you were there at special times of the year. Some of my favorite memories with my favorite people were 2 illuminations, especially the holiday tag. It was just amazing. Like, oh man, do I miss that? I know we have to move on, but I mean, just like that was treasured to me. So those are my first 2 picks. Now we're back into round 2. Pick 2, Pam Forrester.
Okay. My next one I'm picking is going to be a show.
okay. You feel like I feel like you're not sure.
No, I know. I have a couple here. Like I have notes, people. I have notes because I wasn't quite sure. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a show for this one, and I'm gonna go to sort of one that may be on the fringe. Like it may divide people because I think some people really liked it and some people really didn't get it or wasn't sure if it worked at Disney. But I'm gonna say Captain EO.
Oh,
Right?
I like it. I like it
Me
because
too.
I love Captain. I remember I said it was the
Right?
best thing at Epcot
No.
back when it was showing again. I was all in on EO.
It
I
was
dressed as EO for that
awesome.
Halloween party. I almost died dressing as EO that night. Remember? I
Brian
was
still
passed
quotes
out.
Captain EO to this
Oh.
day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
we
Oh,
do. We
dude,
sing the
I
song.
loved
And
it.
what other attraction left, was replaced, and came back? Not new and improved Captain EO. It was just straight up Captain EO as it was, as it originally existed in life. And I think that was the thing that was just so cool about it. It was sort of in the early days of Epcot. Oh,
yes. Yes. Okay.
The early days of Epcot, it was there. In the mid part of Epcot, it came back.
Yes.
And here we are. There are so many great things like Hooter.
Yeah.
The songs.
Yes.
I mean, there were songs for Captain EO.
There were.
I heard that on 80s on 8 the other day. We are here to change the world.
Not
I was like,
sending out the
80s on
meatloaf
8?
one?
No, it's not sending out meatloaf. No. I miss the meatloaf. Such a sad day.
Oh, dude.
It was.
You might have just won the draft. Ah!
I had to look up the words to see what it actually said.
What?
Because it's sending out a
Sending
message
out
of love.
Oh, that's definitely not what it sounds like.
No, it's meatloaf.
It is meatloaf.
With a side of
That's too
ketchup.
many. That's too many syllables to fit
I
in that.
know. What are you
Sending out-
saying?
He's got a long tail. I never realized how long this guy's
Okay,
tail was. I
alright.
was like, what is that? It's his tail. Holy cow.
Oh,
By the way, if you're
Alright.
listening to the audio podcast, I now have Fuzzball on my shoulder. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Furball? Fuzzball?
no.
I think it's Fuzzball.
oh my god. I feel like it was fuzz.
By the way,
Furball
Kim
or
Taylor
Fuzzball?
sent me
I
this.
feel like it was fuzzball.
Kim Taylor, our favorite friend, sent me Fuzzball.
I love it. That's good.
Yes. With some
Fuzzball.
sweet shoes.
Fuzzball.
Fuzzball. Okay,
Yeah.
so you
Alright.
just won the draft, but we'll continue this exercise.
Yeah.
Ricky, you
I
have the.
can't.
Oh shoot! Fuzzball just fell. Okay, so go ahead because I just
Oh.
moved. Okay, you got second pick, last pick of round 2.
I don't feel like I can compete here. It's over for me. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go with a oldie but goodie. It's one that I never got to experience, and maybe for good reason, if you believe some of the rumors. But I am gonna go with River Country. Again, it's like one of those classic 1971, Walt Disney World kind of attractions. It has such a lore behind it. It was like one of the original water parks ever, so that's kind of cool. And yes, I'm not the biggest fan of swimming in lake water, but for the time it was.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's what
I
they
know.
say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you don't get a brain-eating amoeba, you're fine.
Exactly.
But I would love to see Disney kind of, and I know they certainly won't, especially now because they are, hardly opening any of the water parks, it feels like. But it would be cool if they would, open maybe a third water park that had kind of that river country vibe to it. That would be really awesome. They won't. But
That'd be the
cool.
only one where you get your free day in 26.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I wanted something that was kind of like old school, really, really classic Disney, and that right there is just 100% classic old school Disney. So I'm gonna go with River Country.
All right. You know what the good news is? You have the first pick of round 3.
So I feel like I have to choose this one. It is innate in me, and the fact that I haven't chosen it yet is...
Who? Nate? Who's Nate?
Stop.
I didn't know you. I thought you were with Brian.
No, just
I thought you were with Brian. Who's this Nate guy? Go ahead. Sorry. I've had too many Cokes today. Go ahead.
all kinds of no.
Go ahead. This is what's going to happen at the live show, by the way. Come on down.
don't
March 8th, 10 to 4. It's going to be fun.
I don't even know how to recover from this. So we're just gonna move along. So my next choice is going to be the original version of Figment. This is so near and dear to my heart. If you know me from being, from my childhood, Figment and I go way, 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 way back. There's pictures of me with Figment, and both at Walt Disney World and apparently at, Mike, you'd remember this, the VP Fair in St. Louis,
gosh,
of all
the Veiled
things.
Prophet. Yes.
Yes. Apparently, because Kodak was a sponsor, I think, of the VP Fair at one point, they brought in Dreamfinder and Figment, and
No
I'm up on
way.
stage. I have pictures. Yeah.
My grandpa used to
I-
take me down because we see the air show every year in his pickup.
Yeah, I'm up on stage with Dreamfinder and Figment at this, thing. So at this 4th of July festival, but it's one of the attractions that a lot of people don't know this about me, but when I was a child, I was very much afraid of Walt Disney World. I did not want to go to Walt Disney World, actually. There were times when I would beg my parents, please don't take me. Let me stay with grandma and grandpa instead. So it's kind of funny that now it's my obsession. But the thing that I do remember and loved so much was Journey, the original Journey into Imagination with Figment. It was just, it was so great. I absolutely connected with Figment as a character, and he is my love. And yeah, I mean, I would be very remiss if I did not choose the original version of Figment for one of my picks. I mean, I had to. So bring on Figment.
You probably got your picture with Julius Hunter and Larry Connors.
No, it's definitely not them.
They're probably there with Figment and Dreamfinder.
Probably,
That'd have been like the ultimate like picture from the VP fair.
Yes, exactly. No, but there were like cast members on stage dressed in Mickey Mouse like clubhouse type attire. The strange thing. I have no
By the
idea.
way, so if folks weren't saying this, VP fair was like it was called America's celebration for the 4th of July under the arch. It was a huge deal in like the 80s in St. Louis.
Yes, it was
Big
for sure.
deal.
So
No longer happening.
it was a really unique experience for sure. And I got to be up on stage with them. So
Cool. And Rebecca, who's over Rebeccassing, again, Instagram handles, I can never pronounce them, but she says, I know we have a lot of Figment fans. She donated a new Figment plush for the auction.
awesome.
There you go.
That's
So
so
look
great.
at that. Boom.
I love that.
There we go.
Love that. We have
Look,
to get
our
on it.
fans are
Just
so
saying.
generous. I love it. All right. So Pam Forrester, you're on the clock. This is round, is this round 3?
Three.
Pick 2.
Yeah, 3.
Round
Yes.
3.
Round three.
Okay. It's getting
Getting
a
busy.
little nerve-wracking here at this point.
It is.
Because I'm going to pick this and then I'm on the downside. So
Yep.
I am picking a restaurant. And it's actually a restaurant that's still there, but has a very different feel. So I feel
Okay.
like I'm,
You're
justified
in
in
the
picking this.
yes.
Yes. So I am going to pick Artist Point. And for those of you who don't know, before Artist Point was Snow White and
Yes.
Friends,
Yes.
it was actually a signature restaurant.
It was one of your favorite places.
Yeah, it really was. It featured Pacific Northwest items. They had great salmon, they had steak, they had buffalo, they had pork chops. They had some really unique offerings. It's actually something that's probably not really offered at Walt Disney World right now. Nothing like it. And it is a beautiful restaurant. I mean, like the Wilderness Lodge is beautiful and has, soaring ceilings and all of that, that whole look. But Artist Point has sort of that same feel. It really did. It had very unique art pieces. It had sort of an elevated log cabin kind of feel. It had great staff. The servers there were so good, just so professional. And it just had really great food. It really did. And I miss it. I truly miss it. Like when we were staying at the Wilderness Lodge recently, I said to Steve, man, I really miss Artist Point because there isn't a signature restaurant there at Wilderness Lodge anymore. I don't think you can ever signature and character meal can't.
Yeah,
it can't go together like that.
Mm-mm.
It just doesn't.
And
It's
I
just
find
not
that the menu is really odd. Like especially for a character meal, like I feel like they tried to meld that Pacific Northwest kind of menu in with like Snow White, and it just doesn't
Characters.
work at all. So like it's one of the reasons why I haven't tried there, been there for the character meal.
But
because the menu is just so different that it's not anything like I can pick and be like, yeah, that sounds really good. Like none of it has like this wide appeal to me for some reason.
what's strange though is that meal is popular. Like you guys
Because
say
of the
this
characters.
because the characters,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
because the characters
But
are so unique.
how many people are actually enjoying the food, and how many people are like picking at it and then sending it back? So that's kind of what I want.
But is it one of the desserts like it's like a apple that comes out like in a case, or some people rave about like
Yeah.
but again, it's like the Instagram generation. I think
Yeah,
I
of
think it's
course.
very Instagrammable.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
is. I will say too, I just pulled up an old menu from Artist Point. They had the best mushroom soup I've
I
ever
knew
had.
you were going to talk about that.
The smoky portobello mushroom soup was fantastic. But then they had stuff like for appetizers, mussels and butternut squash risotto and a selection of artisanal cheeses. Like all these things were great. And then you were looking at the cedar plank salmon. They always had great scallops. They had a venison loin with spetzel. They had a buffalo strip loin. I mean, like these were like very unique things and offerings you couldn't find everywhere else. They always had some kind of special. They had great desserts. They had a blackberry cobbler that was so good, and they served it for a while at Territory Lounge too. So anyways, lots of good stuff. I feel like we're missing out at the Wilderness Lodge on having a signature dining experience there. So
All right. So my picks, here come my picks, because these are my last two picks, because I get to go back to back. So with my third round pick, it doesn't matter because I get my two picks in here and then I'm done. I am going to go the Spectro Magic Parade at the Magic Kingdom, because a good nighttime parade is... We're getting it back. I mean, that's the good news.
We're getting it back.
A nighttime parade at the Magic Kingdom, and I am so excited because I think what this is going to do this summer, it's not Spectral Magic. It is, what's the name? I'll get it this summer. Star something. Because they had a photo opportunity at the Run Disney Expo, which I thought was pretty cool, over Princess Weekend. But shout out to all our Princess runners, by the way, this past weekend. You guys killed it. And thanks for sharing all the pictures over in the clubhouse. I loved watching everybody run those 5K, the 10K. We had a lot of first-time runners down there, too, and they got their first taste. Oh, dopamine hit. You guys are going to be back. You're going to have medals on the wall, and you're going to be broke, and you're going to have sore feet and blisters, but it's going to be the best thing ever. It's awesome. Trust me. My knees are gone, but I've had so many great memories. It's the best. But back to what I was saying, this summer, I think it's just going to change the feel of the Magic Kingdom, because there's nothing like a summer night with that 1-2 punch of a nighttime parade with all the lights and then a fireworks show. I mean, I think maybe it's because that's like when I fell in love with like Walt Disney World. It was always that Main Street Electrical Parade fireworks and Spectrum Magic fireworks kind of combo. I mean, we would just sit there, get an ice cream, and see the two things, and that was just how we ended our nights for our Disney vacations. There was nothing better, because you had the two parades. You know, you had an early parade, a late parade, and you had the fireworks show in the middle, so you could kind of decide, do you want to see the first parade and fireworks? Do you want to see the fireworks and see the late parade? And, you know, you could just watch, and the parks were always open late in the summer, so you could just really kind of go crazy. It's just, I'm excited for this summer, because I think it'll just breathe a second life into the Magic Kingdom. It's just, I just think the Magic Kingdom needs a nighttime parade. And then, of course, Disneyland will have Paint the Night, so it'll kind of be the same thing out there, too, for that style park. So
it'll be such I think that this summer is going to be a great summer to travel to Walt Disney World, because we're getting some of the new things are already going to be there. And like you said, the whole nighttime parade thing, I think that and the fireworks is the perfect way to end the night. So I'm so looking forward to this.
I think too is like, I mean, as adults, I think this is very true, but I think of like young kids, especially a nighttime parade. And I mean, maybe I'm reading way too much into this, but I mean, it's right at the end of your amazing day at the Magic Kingdom, right? I mean, you've made all these memories. You've ridden, you floated on an elephant when you rode Dumbo. You've been on a rocket on Space Mountain. You've gone into the jungle on Jungle Cruise. You know, I mean, as a little kid, like all this stuff is real. Like, right, you're doing all this stuff all day. But I mean, think about it, like one of the last things you do at night is you see all these fantastic lit up characters dancing down Main Street or through Frontierland or wherever you see the parade, you know, Liberty Square, wherever you see the parade at the hub. And then you go to bed, you know, that night. I mean, you're going to dream about this. I mean, literally the kids, and probably you, if you listen to our show, like that's what you're going to see in your dreams. I mean, I'm not taking this too far, but I mean, it is the stuff of dreams. Like that's the stuff that makes memories. I mean, I remember those, I mean, good or bad, those Spectral Magic trumpeters. Scary. They'll be chasing you. Those were weird. Those like white-headed like trumpet players at the beginning.
Yeah.
Nightmare fuel. And those was the dancing ostriches in that parade too, or was that Main Street Electrical Parade? Those things were weird too. I think that was Main Street. I can't remember.
It's hard. I'm like hearing the music, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, those things kind of freak me out too. Anyway, that was my pick. Okay, so I'm going to move on. We got to keep moving. My final pick, round 4. First pick. I'm closing it out with this one. I'm going to get you guys on. I was seeing if I could sneak this one through to the last round, and I did. I'm picking the Citizens of Hollywood for my last pick. Boom. Got them through, and I picked them because, again, I'm trying to bring back things that improve the guest experience. Maybe not in a way that you're thinking, man, like that's a ride or this brought a heartbeat to the studios like nothing else. Like you couldn't put a price on it, but man, when you're walking down Sunset, you're walking down Hollywood, you would get unsuspectingly drawn into an impromptu comedy skit. All of a sudden, I was walking the wrong way. Sir, you're walking too fast. I'm going to have to give you a ticket. I'm like, I'm just trying to get my fast pass down at Rock and Roller Coaster back in the day. You know, when fast pass were, sir, I don't care. You've exceeded the speed limit. And I get pulled over by the cop, you know, and then I'd have to get a selfie with them. Or, you know, like all of a sudden I'm on a red carpet. You know, I'm walking the red carpet. I'm like, I'm the furthest person to ever walk a red carpet in your life. But let's do this. I'm in a fashion show. And it was just so fun, you know, and you got to meet these characters who were hilarious. And I would stop and watch, you know, like they would have everybody do this. You're in the scene. Cut. You just walk through the scene. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to go to the Tower of Terror. It was the best. And to bring that life, because that's what the studios, and maybe it's not that anymore. Maybe the day has passed. But I mean, it was just, for somebody that's not even like into movies and stuff like that, I loved it. I could stand there for an hour and just watch these people do their thing. And it was just, because it was my humor, like it was like dad humor, like it was hilarious. And if I could bring that back, I'd do that 100 days in a row. It was so cool. So that's my picks. So mine were, just summarizing, Illuminations, Pleasure Island, Spectrum Magic, and the Citizens of Hollywood. Those are my 4. All right, so we go back to Pam Forster with your last pick.
Okay. I know each one of these was so hard for me, but this one I took, it was an attraction. It was at Hollywood Studios, and it is the Backlot Studios.
Yes.
Yes. Because it sort of epitomized what the whole idea of, well, what was MGM Studios was at the time, right? But I really enjoyed this attraction for so many reasons. It was sort of a working set, right? That was part of the whole shtick. And you really got to see that. I mean, you got to see the house from the Golden Girls. I mean,
and Empty Nest.
Right. All that.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yes, of course.
Yes. You got to see Walt's plane.
Yeah.
You got to see them, you know, recording from time to time, those kind of things. So that was really, really cool. But the other part of it was Catastrophe Canyon.
Yeah.
And so that made it so much more than like cue the bored teenager, right?
Yes.
It made it a little more interesting. Someone who was looking for more of a thrill attraction, whatnot. It did that. You had cast members taking you through the whole experience and sort of sharing their insights with you and little tidbits and whatnot. So I think it just did a great job sort of melding sort of show and attraction and thrills and whatever. So there was really something for everyone. And this was sort of one of the highlight attractions of this theme park when it opened. And I kind of miss it sometimes.
I do too. It was so cool. I mean, again, today's fast-paced society, I wish we could still have that though, because it was the essence. Again, the studios has kind of changed as a theme park, but man, I miss those days. It was so cool. So what were yours? Summarize your 4 so we can kind of have that for people.
Fantasy in the Sky, Captain EO, Artist Point, and Backlot Tour Express, or Backlot Express Tour. Backlot something. Something about
Backlot Tour.
Express was the restaurant.
Backlot Express is the restaurant. Backlot Tour is
I missed that too.
attraction.
Bring that back. Bring it back. It was a good place to eat. Okay, Ricky, you're closing us out. You have the final say in our 4-round extinct experiences at Walt Disney World draft.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with Jelly Roll. Oh, I'm sorry. Too soon.
Jelly Roll? I am not well.
Jelly Rolls. No.
Somebody save me.
I know, right? Well, it's not extinct yet, so we're not going to go with that one. No, I am going to go with the fireworks show. and I'm gonna totally cheat on this one. So yay! I am gonna go with wishes. But I'm also gonna throw in the Hollow Wishes and the Holiday Wishes versions as well, because they're all under the Wishes umbrella. So Wishes, I mean, it was such a classic fireworks show. Obviously replacing Fantasy in the Sky, and if you didn't cry when that little girl came on and started singing, I don't know, but it was so it was such a quintessential Disney fireworks show. And then of course you had Hollow Wishes, which was just classic. It was so much better than the version that they have now. And then of course you had the whatever it was, Holiday Wishes, something like that. Yeah. And again, such a great version of the show. Not to knock the two new versions, but they brought in the Disney characters to it, and it's fine, but I feel like there was something very special about the other. Now granted, they had attractions and stuff like that in the Hollow Wishes version and stuff, but there was just something very classic about the way they told the stories. So with Wishes, Hollow Wishes, and Holiday Wishes. So that's going to be my combined one right there.
And
so
they had kids singing, which wrecks you.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude.
The kids singing is just
Stop. That's what got me on Wishes. That little girl.
Yeah.
I was like, stop. Dude,
that's
Dad,
what
you're
I'm saying.
crying. Stop. There's a little girl singing. The Wishes. Stop. It's not fair. It's throwing a flag. 5-yard penalty on that. Yeah, that's a good call. Okay, so summarize your 4 real quick, and then I have a comment from the chat real quick.
All right, so it was a great movie ride, River Country, the original version of Figment, and Wishes in all forms of wishes. So
all right, and real quick, we have a comment. I think it's my good friend Kurt Long down in Alabama, Roll Tide, who was actually doing a social media thing for his work where he was dressed up as Cupid shooting arrows at people at his auto dealership, which I thought was the funniest thing ever.
Oh my gosh, I saw that.
I was showing it to everybody because I thought it was hilarious. He's just dinging people with arrows. I wanted to go do that if I had an office like that I could ding people with.
So that I saw that and I sent that to my coworkers because I was like, we need to do this next year for our social media account.
Ding people with arrows. Yeah,
bravo, way to go!
Awesome.
That was really good, and I'm quite proud of that. That was fantastic, and I need to get my.
I was just hoping to see like a former football coach get dinged with an arrow. That'd have been like the 10 out of 10. But he said he did the Backlot tour a long time ago. It was awesome. He said he got to be in the audience of a game show hosted by Bob Eubanks. Was Bob Eubanks? I didn't do that, but was that a thing?
Wow, I didn't even know. I don't know. That sounds awesome, though.
I know. I didn't know it was a thing. Bob Eubanks.
I know they filmed shows there, and obviously they filmed like the version of Mickey Mouse Club that Justin Timberlake was in. Huh. So like I know that they did.
Eubanks. That's so cool. See that I love this history stuff. Like I wish the studios was still like so dynamic. It's not that it's not fun now, but I mean, back then it was literally you could walk in that day and who knows what's going to happen. Like you might run into somebody. Like I love that. I mean, I don't know.
We saw an episode of Tool Time.
Oh, nice. See, that's awesome. I mean, come on now. What?
That's cool.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. By the way, so life goal achieved this past weekend at the cheerleading championships. I got my picture under Bob Barker Boulevard sign. Because the championships were at Drury University, which is Bob Barker's alma mater. So I was like, I am finding something with his name on it. And I found a street that was named after him and got my picture. I'll post it in the Discord. I think I did actually already. So it's there. I was super excited. Nobody else cared. So just real quick. All right. So we're going to jump out of here, but you get to vote over in the clubhouse. Who had the best draft? We'll just have some fun. Who picked the best for? Which ones would you prefer? We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'd like to win. I'm competitive, but we'll see.
Wow!
+1.
You cannot ask for it like that.
No,
is that wrong? You
can't demand votes.
I didn't demand. I just said I'd like to win, and so we'll see. All right, so we're gonna jump out of here, and we'll be having our live call-in show this Sunday night, and we can have a discussion there. That'll be 7:00 Eastern. Yep, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. All the places. Give us a call. We will talk all kinds of Disney. Scott will be joining us. So join us for the live call-in show on Sunday nights, the BOGP Open Line. Don't forget, tonight's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to get you to your favorite Disney destination, whether it's Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, even around the world with Adventures by Disney. And the best part, no additional cost to you. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. Just click through that link there. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. You guys keep us on the air. You make this all possible. Just $5 a month is all it costs, and you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. We're on the social media as well. You can follow us over there to keep up with everything we're doing. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. You can find Ricky as well, RIKKINIBS. You can follow Pam, TMFLT Pam. Check out all of us. Follow us. Keep in touch with us. And join us in the Clubhouse. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Clubhouse. That's our free Discord server. No cost, no fuss. And it is so much fun. Come on over. Check it out. It is, trust me, you'll love it. It is just a ton of fun. So we'll see you over there in the Clubhouse. All right, so until we get back together again on Sunday night, you guys have an awesome weekend. So for Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.